AliShanMao, and this is Ali's RC Chit Chat and Nitro beginner issues version. Many people have asked me a few questions and about the Nitro beginner questions, actually Nitro RC cars. These are simple Nitro engine issues that I'm going to cover in this Ali's RC Chit Chat. Okay, here is a Nitro RC buggy using SH18 engine. This is Acme Warrior non-remote start version. First thing that I will start with is how to start the engine. I'm not going to show you how to start the engine. You can go ahead and click on the link which is showing to watch my video how to start the engine. Now, if you know how to start Nitro engine, you need to prime the engine and then pull the starter so that the fuel will flow into the carburetor. Now, this is the thing. How to pull the starter, let me show you. This is the full length of the string, that long. You don't need to pull the starter all this way, all the way up. All you need to do is learn to pull the starter no matter what hand in succession burst, quick burst. Hold the car or buggy tight, just like that. You can see it's just this length and the car will start if the engine is primed right and everything is right. No matter which hand, successful, very quick, short burst and engine will start. Now, this is the first question. I received my RC car. When I pulled the starter, I snapped. It wasn't starting and I snapped the string. Of course. Why do you snap the string? Because you have primed the engine too much, and that is called flooding the engine, okay? So you have actually flooded the engine, and when the engine is flooded, the starter becomes so hard, and at that time you should not pull it. Watch the video how to deal with flooded engine, and after you have watched the video, you have learned the concept, you have unflooded the engine, reprime the engine, and quick short burst of engine to start. If you have flooded the engine and you are still trying to pull the starter, definitely you will snap the cord. So unflood the engine. If you find the engine is too hard on the starter, unflood the engine and start again. Okay, the next question that I received was very simple. You prime the engine right, everything goes right, you insert the igniter, you pull the starter, car starts. As soon as you take the igniter out, the engine stops. All right, this is a very simple thing and very easy to solve. Now, first thing that you need to see is glow plug. If the glow plug is right, it's glowing properly and it's not weak. So take the glow plug out and check it. All right, so make sure the glow plug is right and it's glowing properly, bright red, not weak. Put the glow plug back in and make sure you do not over tighten it. You do tighten it, but do not over tighten it. Now try to start the engine again, and if the engine starts okay, fine. If it doesn't start okay, the second thing that you need to do is lean out the low speed needle a little bit. Here it is. This is your low speed valve. So what you need to do is a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, lean it out and then try again. Nothing happens, lean it out more and try again. Actually, you can in fact easily test using pinch test. Watch the video how to pinch test and make sure that this valve is actually set properly. But still, if it is not doing, if you take the igniter out and the engine dies, you can actually lean this out a little bit and see if the car works properly and engine will not stall. Now, the next thing is some people are using like 12% nitro, 10% nitro, 15% nitro. I have seen when using 15%, 12% nitro or 16% nitro, these kind of problems happen a lot. I would recommend use 20% or 25% nitro on these kind of small engines or SH21 engines, and they will work really, really great. You will get rid of these problems. For this problem, you also have to make sure the carb opening gap is set to 1 millimeter. Let me take these things out. The carb opening gap can easily be seen from here if you remove the air filters, and then you can actually use the idle speed. Here we have the idle speed screw. Okay, so set this screw. If you tighten it, the carb gap will open a little bit. If you loosen it, the carb gap will close. So if you can try to see inside, so here you can see now the carb opening gap is just 1 mm, 1 millimeter, very little gap. So make sure this gap is set to 1 millimeter, not less or not more. If the carb opening gap is too little, of course there's no fuel, not enough fuel going in, and of course when you take the glow igniter out, the car engine will stall. So these are basically few problems which actually happen when you take the glow igniter out and the car engine quits. You can fix them easily by following all these things. The last thing, when you start the car and right after starting the engine RPM is very high and car is just taking off. Or the second problem is when you actually running the car very well, but when you brake, when you push the brake, the engine quits. For these problems, I have already posted the videos. Please watch by clicking these links. Number one, why engine revs when right after starting, and the second video is why engine quits when braking. Please watch these videos by clicking on these titles and you will understand all the concepts. Still, if you have questions, you have tuning problems, tuning issues, please watch the video Understanding Carb and Tuning the Engine, or recently I have posted some videos on how to tune Acme Warrior Buggy, how to tune Acme Attacker Buggy, and so on. So watch all these videos and understand the concepts very well. Thank you very much. I'm out.